How's it going, guys? Let's continue where we left off with Tokyo Revengers, man, because this episode is pretty fucking fire. Episode 2 is titled Resist, and it starts off kind of slow, I would have to say. It's interesting, you know. I understand we're gonna slowly go, but you know what, this build-up is pretty good. So first off, overall thoughts of the episode, it's gonna be 8 out of 10. It was cool, it was good. The ending literally hypes me up for the next episode, but it's just like a nice chill episode. It definitely starts kind of story building to a degree, or at least explaining itself, explaining the powers of how he does it, the narrative and the whole thing. So the episode begins with Naoto kind of talking over with oh my god, with Takemichi. And so Takemichi's like, so you're saying that I can time travel, you're saying that this is a possibility. He's like, look, before you return back to the past, you have to understand that you return 12 years exactly to the day that we're at. So for each day that passes, he can time travel to that exact date, but 12 years ago. Don't know why. It has something to do with Naoto, because obviously it triggers when he shakes Naoto's hand. But before he sends him back to the past, Naoto says, look, you gotta know everything about the gang that you're gonna investigate, because you obviously can't return to that day so many years ago, but you can cause a chain of events that will have a ripple effect. So the whole goal they're going for with their plan to save Hinata is ripple effect. So one, if we learned anything from the movie the butterfly effect, the butterfly effect, that is usually impossible. It always usually ends really, really horrific, but the best thing we can do is just steer that into the right location. Anyways, yeah. It's crazy, man. So eventually they figure out the trigger to send him back in time. They send him back to the day, and he's in the middle of a fight. So like he mentioned last episode, the early version of the Takemichi gang, they made each of the middle schoolers fight each other, and Takemichi goes down in one hit, sadly, but he gets up, and then he has the balls to ask the leader about, you know, one of the leaders. And the second he mentions him, the beatdown, so he already got beat down, he already got jumped. The beatdown he got after this was painful. Beat down with a bat, and I'm not talking like a quick little like hit him with the bat. I'm talking like the smackdown was brought, like that bat was denting places. It was hard to watch, to see this guy get beaten like a dog, not even worse than a dog. It's disheartening, and seeing him just like think about like everything that's happening up to now, taking everybody's abuse, it really gives me ReZero vibes. It really does. And I think that's kind of what makes this show so good, is that we're seeing the psychological aspect of, look, I want to be able to help, I want to be able to do stuff, but this is like, in reality, when this is happening, what can you really do but feel like, I wish I could just go back in my time and like hide away. Anyways, after Takemichi gets the beat down, he gets threatened by the leader. I'll try to remember his name real quick. I don't. But he gets threatened, saying if he mentions the main boss again, he's going to die. He's going to kill him himself, which is a fair warning. Keep in mind, this man's only a third year in middle school, so he's barely a freshman. This is a 15-year-old kid threatening like a 14-year-old kid, bro. It is insane, to say the very least. Now, of course, he wants to go home, and he's done with it. So he tries to go and find Naoto, but instead of finding Naoto, Hinata runs into him, and they have a sweet little tender moment where she kind of explains like she wishes that she was, you know, she could protect him, just like, because she always sees him get beat up and stuff, and she wishes that she could be strong and, you know, be a boy. And I'm kind of seeing, they haven't explained how they started liking each other, but I can kind of see why she likes him. I think she sees who Takemichi really is. I think she sees that he's not a delinquent, like, you know, he's noble, has a heart of gold, and I think that's what she finds so alluring and enamoring with him, is that he has those qualities, and that's why she's really into him, and she wants to take care of him and protect him. Prior to you know, him wanting her not only because she's like the most popular girl at school, but because she actually vibes with him. Like the chemistry that they display and show us is so middle school, bro. It's awkward, it's cute, it's kind of clumsy, but I do enjoy their moments together. And it's so nice that him visiting her gives him the resolve that I need to keep going with this, because she doesn't deserve to die that day. She really doesn't. So then the episode picks up with them in school, and their friend Takia, he's the leader of the group, but he's the most frail, and they're having him set up to fight someone who will literally beat him to death. And he's scared because he's not the strongest of the group. He is the leader, but he just doesn't have what it takes to win that fight. And everyone's wishing they can take places with him, but they're too scared to voice that, because if they do, then of course we know that they're just gonna all get jumped. And Takemichi thinks like, dang, like, you know, I was clowning on my middle school friends, but these guys are probably the most, like, the closest group of people that I've ever known or even had like the chance to be with. I think it really does kind of take you back, as you're thinking back to when you were in middle school. Like, dude, who do I still talk to any of those people that I knew in middle school? I think I know a couple people. I don't really talk to them, but I do know how they're doing and stuff. But it really does make you think, wow, like, this man has not had like a decent pair of, like, has not had decent people in his life for like 12 years that he could rely on like that. Of course, right when the match is about to begin, Takemichi interrupts it, saying that, you know what, he's got a big proposition. Why not have the king versus the slave? Why not have the leader, the boss of the Majin group that they are right now, versus him in a fight? And the balls on this man, bro, after getting beaten with a bat like almost half to death, like having to have the other gang members restrain him and tell him to stop, for him to like have the big boss to be like, let's fight in front of the whole entire gang. Wow, this episode really knows how to draw you in, because next episode I cannot wait to see how this goes, because I can only assume he's gonna get his ass beat. I mean, I'm not expecting him to pull up a victory, but I am assuming that this is gonna get him the respect he needs from the main guy to at least bring him closer into the circle. Yeah, that's how the episode ends. Like, it doesn't show them fighting, it just shows them preparing for the fight. Altogether, Tokyo Revengers is such an interesting watch. I'm really loving what I'm seeing, and I can't wait to keep going with this show, because this is probably going to be one of my favorite watches of the season, not counting all the ongoings and not counting My Hero. Like, this is honestly pulling my attention span, and I can't wait. I really hope that next episode we get like a dope fight scene, and we see the resolve that Takemichi has and see how he implements that in this fight. I don't think he's gonna win, but I think he's gonna earn a lot of respect from a lot of the members, and I think he's gonna change some stuff in the past. We don't know. I don't know what yet, but we'll see. Anyways, guys, this is gonna be it for my review of Tokyo Revengers. This is your boy Poppy Wolf saying peace out, y'all. Catch you all in the next video, and yeah, remember, 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, guys. Let's get it. Lates, bye, and peace and love.